I still remember the sound of my sister's laughter that day. Sharp, loud, and cruel. It cut deeper than any scar on my body ever could. My name is Elena. I am 32 years old, and for the last 6 years, I've carried secrets on my skin that no one in my family ever wanted to understand. My younger sister, Sophia, was always the golden child, beautiful, outgoing, the one who turned heads without tying. I was the quiet older sister, the one who stayed in the background. But that day at the beach, everything I had kept hidden for years was suddenly dragged into the sunlight. It was a hot Saturday afternoon. The family had planned a reunion at the coast, something we hadn't done in years. I was nervous. I hadn't worn a swimsuit in public since the accident. My scars ran from my left shoulder all the way down my back and side. Thick, raised lines that told a story I had never fully shared with them. I wore a light cover-up at first, hoping to keep things peaceful, but Sophia wouldn't let it go. "Oh, come on, Elena," she said with that fake sweet smile in front of our cousins and aunts. "It's just a beach. Stop being so dramatic and take it off. Nobody cares about a few little marks." Her friends giggled. My stomach twisted. But I told myself it was fine. I slipped off the cover-up and sat on my towel, trying to disappear into the sand. That's when her voice rose above the waves. "Wow, those scars are actually worse than I remembered. What even happened to you? Did you lose a fight with a cheese grater?" She laughed, loud, the kind of laugh that makes everyone around you join in even if they don't understand why. A few people turned to look. Heat rushed to my face. I wanted the ocean to swallow me whole. In that moment, I felt smaller than I had ever felt in my life. Exposed, ugly, and completely alone. What Sophia didn't know, what none of them knew, was that those scars were the reason an entire fleet of sailors made it home to their families. But that truth was about to come crashing down like a wave none of us saw coming. I had joined the Navy at 23 because I wanted to do something meaningful. While Sophia was posting selfies and chasing influencers, I was training hard, learning navigation, and eventually serving as a communications officer on a destroyer. 3 years into my service, our fleet ran into a terrible storm off the coast during a training mission. Communications went down. The captain was injured. In the middle of chaos and howling winds, I stayed at my station for 14 straight hours, manually rerouting emergency signals and guiding rescue helicopters through zero visibility. The ship took damage. A metal beam collapsed on me while I was trying to reach a trapped sailor. That's how I got the scars, saving lives while the ocean tried to claim mine. The Navy gave me a medal in a quiet ceremony. I never told my family the full story. I didn't want their pity. I just wanted to heal in peace. But Sophia? She turned my silence into her entertainment. For years, she had mocked my weird long-sleeve shirts in summer, my boring personality, and now my body. Every joke chipped away at the little confidence I had rebuilt. That day on the beach, something inside me finally broke. I sat there quietly while she and her friends made jokes about shark attack survivor and Frankenstein's sister. I smiled weakly so no one would see my tears. Inside, I was shattered. Why did my own sister enjoy hurting me so much? Was it jealousy? Was it because I had always been the responsible one and she needed to feel superior? I didn't know. All I knew was that her laughter echoed in my chest like a wound that would never close. I was about to put my cover-up back on and leave when I heard a deep, calm voice behind me. "Ma'am, are those the scars from the USS Vanguard incident?" I turned around slowly. Standing there, in civilian clothes but with the unmistakable posture of a man who commands respect, was Admiral James Harlan, the very man whose fleet I had helped save that night. My heart stopped. The entire beach seemed to go quiet as the Admiral stepped closer. He looked at my scars with something I hadn't seen in years: pure respect. "Lieutenant Elena Reyes," he said, his voice carrying across the group. "I thought I recognized you. Those scars. Those are the marks of a hero. This woman right here stayed at her post when the rest of us thought we wouldn't make it. She saved 43 sailors that night, including my own son." You could hear the waves again because no one was laughing anymore. Sophia's face went pale. Her friends froze mid-giggle. Our cousins stared at me like they were seeing me for the first time. The Admiral continued, loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. "She refused the spotlight, refused the interviews, just asked to heal quietly. And today I find her being mocked by her own family? Unbelievable." He turned to Sophia directly. "Young lady, those scars aren't ugly. They're proof that your sister has more courage in her than most people will ever know." Tears I had been holding back for years finally fell, not from shame this time, from relief, from validation I never thought I'd receive. Sophia tried to mumble something, an excuse, an apology, but her voice cracked. For the first time in her life, she had nothing clever to say. The golden child stood there completely exposed in front of everyone. That afternoon, everything changed. Sophia stopped making jokes about me. Family members who had never asked about my service suddenly wanted to hear the full story. And I finally stopped hiding. I wore my scars like armor instead of shame. Weeks later, Sophia came to my apartment. She was crying, real tears this time. "I'm so sorry, Elena. I didn't know. I was jealous. You always seemed so strong, and I felt small next to you. I was awful. Can you ever forgive me?" I looked at my little sister, the girl who had spent years tearing me down, and I chose peace. "I forgive you, Sophia, but I also forgive myself for staying quiet for so long. My scars aren't my weakness, they're my strength, and no one gets to make me feel ashamed of them ever again." Today, I stand taller, not because an admiral defended me, but because I finally learned that my worth was never up for anyone's laughter, not even my own sister's. If you're watching this and someone has made you feel small because of your scars, whether they're on your body, your heart, or your past, I want you to remember this. Your pain has a purpose. Your story has power. And one day, the right person will speak up and turn your shame into pride. Never let anyone's laughter silence your truth. Thank you for listening to mine.